All right, folks, welcome to the channel. Always an honor and a privilege to be with you. I hope you're all doing great. Buckle up and strap in. I got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows and sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. And friends, we're going to unpackage a big one right now. Insanity, the stuff that we continue to have to talk about as the biggest artificially created housing bubble in history is having blowback. The dust is settling, and we are now, in fact, paying the piper in a big way. This is insane. This is insanity, you guys, the stuff that we continue to have to unpackage here. Now, I do want to take a quick moment to thank each and every one of you that participate in the channel, that support this channel. I have a great support system here, a fan base, and I really want to thank you guys. I love each and every one of you. I hope you all know that. So we're going to continue to try to be forward thinking, critical thinking, centered and surrounded, and be iron sharpens iron. As anybody can predict what happened and flip-flop and do anything they want. The realities are, friends, we really have to understand the waters we're swimming in now. The level of severity, how significant this really is. And this is insane. And, you know, there's so many reports now, 100% of all economists predicting that we're going to be in a recession within 6 to 12 months. Many of us would already argue that we are already in a recession. But because we flooded the economy with so many dollars, it's going to take a while to basically let the dollars get removed and be pulled out of the system. And that's what we're doing now with interest rate hikes. We're pulling money, in fact, out of the system. So as an active real estate agent, an investor, a holder, manager, content creator, everything I do in real estate, it's really easy for me to be a walking, talking data machine, really, as I can give you frontline, boots on the ground reports. We've been doing that since the beginning of this channel. So the realities is, I mean, and I hate to say it, I'm just reporting on this stuff because I just knew there's no way, first of all, you can't have a housing bubble and expect it to sustain itself. They've just 100% of the time when the housing market has got into a bubble, they've crashed. So there's just that. Second is the way it was produced through a crisis and overstimulating the economy by doubling the amount of money in circulation and then stifling inventory. Not having enough inventory and dropping those interest rates just really opened the floodgates. And so you would think that that they would have known that this was going to happen, whether they did or didn't, whatever the case may be. They kicked the can too far down the road, and now they want to try to get inflation under control. They should have known this was going to create inflation. There's a lot of channels like this and other forward-thinking channels that predicted this was in fact going to play out. So as we cut to the chase right now, friends, it's really a matter of this. How low will this go? I think it's no longer a question if this is a housing bubble. We're breaking all the wrong records now with sales down to record lows, mortgage applications down to record lows, big companies doing layoffs like never seen before. The only jobs available now are the blue-collar service sector jobs that were sent home in the crisis, all the white-collar jobs that were able to grow during the crisis. Now the flip has occurred. They're pulling people back to the office or laying people off, and it's just insane. So now it becomes how low will this real estate downturn? Because everything's trending in the opposite direction. We're seeing very large declines. I've reported by this summer, which we just exited, that you would in fact see potentially half-price homes hit the market. And we hit that target in many areas. There's already a lot of stuff we've reported here that have gotten in fact 50% from the height of their original values. So now it's really how contagion is going to pull down the rest of the housing market, and relatively safe areas are going to suffer from it because of our herd mentality and our digital diet. And today is much different than previous bubbles. I think this will be one of the fastest crashes we've ever seen in history. So the clock is ticking now. And so for a lot of people, it's really where do you stand? A lot of people have a small mortgage, big mortgage. It doesn't matter. So you're somewhere on the scale with your real estate. And we see the biggest at-risk group currently are the bubble buyers, that people went above and beyond appraised values in the height of the euphoria. Even with that low interest rate, they're upside down in their purchases, so they can no longer sell their home for what they bought them for. So they're in trouble right now. So they're trying to keep up with their payments and inflation. The clock's ticking for them. So the realities are now it's going to come down to how low will their properties decline before the point where they're ready to walk away from those homes. And we'll have to see basically a national average, I believe, hit 20 to 30%. I believe that, that's just throwing numbers out there. I think that we could, in fact, see the biggest real estate collapse we've ever seen in human history. This is a generational crisis, and the amount of stimulus that was thrown at it just completely just threw this thing into hyperspeed. So I think people are minimizing the severity. We're out now seeing mainstream media start to report, like I just talked about, with 100% of economists and Fortune 500 company CEOs now predicting we're in a recession within 6 to 12 months. I reported a year ago that Elon Musk, he had tweeted, which he just bought Twitter, separate video, that he predicted, his gut feeling told him we'd be in a recession by Christmas time of this year, 2022. And we are, in fact, going to be in that recession. This will be a recessionary Christmas. But it's going to take one more year, in my opinion, to see the prices really fall out. And I believe we're going to hit 50% off homes guaranteed in many, many areas. Like I said, we're already seeing certain areas already approach, if not hitting that. We're going to see more and more areas hit that. Here's the biggest challenge, friends. This is the biggie. The foreclosures that will be produced out of this. We stifled by doing foreclosure bans and eviction bans. We paused all that. That's going to be thrown into the mix, along with a recession coming alongside that, parallel. They'll be running vertically together. That's what we're gonna see ultimately play out as a foreclosure crisis. When that hits and mainstream media grabs a hold of that one, nail in the coffin. There is no looking back. There is no saving this one. Correction, recession, depression. 3 levels of an economic downturn. We've talked about that before. We're in the correction phase now. Tail end of a crisis, front end of a recession, a correction level. Next will be recessionary levels of a downturn, 6 to 12 months. We're predicting that's going to happen. It's going to follow its way into the housing market. All the indicators are there. We can get past out of the problem in the solution and move away from if this was a bubble or not, or if it's going to crash or not. It's now simply what level. A depressionary level of a downturn is what a lot of economists are predicting, and it pains me to predict this as well. I believe we're headed for a depressionary level of a downturn, one of the biggest downturns we've seen, only because this was one of the biggest bubbles we ever seen, artificially produced, helicopter money, magic tricks, market manipulation, politics, you name it, it all contributed to this one. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understanding the biggest bubble is now having the biggest blowback on record. It's going to continue to do that, as much as it hurts me to say that. If you're thinking about selling your house, this is probably the time to do it. If you think in a year from now it's going to magically rebound, I would not hold my breath. You have to put a percentage of likelihood on that. It's not only me. When many, many experts are predicting in 6 to 12 months from now, it's going to get worse, not better, I would listen up, and I'd listen up very, very strongly. I don't know where you're at currently with your house. I don't know if you've got, your loan to value is in your favor. You still got a lot of equity. Your payment is comfortable. Your job is secure. Your cash reserves are there. I know over half of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck without $1,000 in a bank account. That's a tricky place to be if you just got underneath a mortgage. And that's what just happened to millions and millions of people. And we're going to see more of those follow. If you need to get out of this thing, you always want to get a top performing realtor to get that thing on the market, collect offers, and either get you out of that thing or get that offer over to the bank and present it as a short sale to avoid foreclosure. I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation, the biggest network. Email in the description for you guys if you need help. Of course, I'm here to help you the best of my ability. But that's the reality. Those are the waters that we're now swimming in. The clock is ticking. It's a race against time. A lot of people are chasing the market right now. It's so important to get in front of this. Like I always say, find out who your competition is and beat them. I continue to do my best to report on everything that I'm seeing happening right in my back door, and I know yours as well, because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Social media link is in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, I know you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I will see you on the next video.